Okay. So this is where I did some research on what I'm going to share with you today. And so, what is imposter syndrome? And it is this noise, this person, or this thing, this voice in our heads that tells us that we have no business doing what we're doing. My little guy sits on my left shoulder. He's called Doubting Dan, and I have arguments with him all day and tell him to turn down the volume. And because the reason this is happening is our work, the stuff that we're doing, which is what you just alluded to, Rose, is that it requires innovation and it requires decisions. And we feel as though we're a fraud because we're trying to make these decisions and innovations, making things better or making it better than the next guy. And innovation is acting as if things will work. So you have a right to be there. And this is when I began Atlas, I acted as if Atlas was going to work, and it did. So I had a right to do what I'm doing. And this is not faking it till you make it stuff. This is going into, okay, I believe that this process that I'm teaching or that I'm doing is going to work, and just acting as if. The imposter syndrome is a sign that you're healthy and doing important work. And I want you to really, really take that in. Because if you don't feel like an imposter, then it means you're doing something wrong. You're actually copying somebody else. Because Seth Go is a brilliant master of marketing. I trust everything that he says, and I believe this fully. So confidence builds when you are an imposter. You may not know more than someone who is doing it every single day, who studies the topic, who you find is better. You're putting a pedestal or putting them on a pedestal. But you do know more than everyone who is not focused on the subject or the topic, which is your dream client. They may not be immersed in it as much as you do. So don't wait for that confidence for you to achieve the challenges, which is, in our case, building out our first cohort and asking people for money and asking for a premium price, because we build that confidence through achieving the challenging goals. And that's what I did with Atlas. I told you before, maybe you don't know, but when I did Atlas, it was, I'm going to show you the entire thing and then you pay me at the end. That was a bold move, and some people didn't agree with me. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do because I want to prove to myself and to others that I have something that is valuable. And it'll come up in the slide a little bit later. As an imposter, you're seeking to make things better. That's why we're doing things. Accepting good and bad outcomes as part of that innovation and the leadership and the creative process. So I want you to embrace your imposter syndrome, the imposter fear. It is part of the process, because if you feel like an imposter, it motivates us to work harder. And that's exactly what happened with me with Atlas. I just worked harder to try to make sure that it was valuable for everybody. And we feel that we have something to prove, which is what I just said. When I put that offer out, or when I was thinking about it and brainstorming with my peeps at the time, they were like, you're insane. And I'm like, okay, I'll show you and I'll prove it to you. And we work smarter because we have nothing to lose, because we're in this beginner's mindset. I had no idea if I was right or if I was wrong, and I'm just learning as I go. And so we question everything. That's why you see throughout Atlas, everything that you've been taught, pretty much, I'm doing the opposite. I'm questioning it. I'm saying, why do you need sales pages? Why do you need a website right now? Why do you have to have email automation and all this? Why? Because everybody else is doing it? No. So I've questioned everything, and I've proven that it works without any of that stuff, and to make it easier for all of you, because most people that come in here don't want all the automation and overwhelm. They just want a calm, relaxed thing and work with amazing people. So that's why it's important to embrace that fear, like I said. And because we have doubts about our knowledge, we seek more insight and we become better learners because we think we don't know enough. And we're doubting ourselves, which is why maybe you're here. So you're looking at, okay, how else can I do this? And now maybe some of the things I've taught you in Atlas gives you more confidence to say, oh, I've done a couple of these other things, but I like the way Joey did that piece. I'm going to insert it in whatever and put it into your program. And great leaders and thinkers, they maintain their doubt and commit to improving their insight. So this is one thing that I have done for a long time, is I never think that I'm better than anybody else. I think I'm pretty smart in certain things, but I'm always looking at the things that I don't know. And so I'm always learning. I'm always absorbing. I always want to learn more. I have a thirst for the knowledge. So if you appreciate how little you understand, which is probably a lot. When I say little, it's maybe little to you, but it's probably massive amount of information. But if you buy into the fact that I don't know enough, then your thirst for knowledge improves your expertise. And the last thing I want to leave you with is this: was welcome imposter syndrome as a good thing. It's fuel to do more and to try more.